Good morning, spiritual companions. We are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, continuing chapter 6 in the company of devotees on page 249. Master to the devotees, ah, what a beautiful song, thou art my all in all. Ramlal sang again, this time describing the pangs of the gopis on being separated from their beloved Krishna. The master went into deep samadhi. His body was motionless, and he sat with folded hands as in his photograph. Tears of joy flowed from the corners of his eyes. After a long time, his mind came down to the ordinary plane of consciousness. He mumbled something, of which only a word now and then could be heard by the devotees in the room. Continuing, the master said, I see everything like a man with jaundiced eyes. I see thee alone everywhere. O Krishna, friend of the lowly, O eternal consort of my soul, O Govinda. Uttering the words, O eternal consort of my soul, O Govinda, the master again went into samadhi. There was complete silence in the room. The eager and unsatiated eyes of the devotees were fixed on the master, a God-man of infinite moods. Adhar Sen arrived with several of his friends. This was his second visit to the master. He was accompanied by his friend Saracharan, who was extremely unhappy because of the death of his eldest son. A retired deputy inspector of schools, Saradachan devoted himself to meditation and prayer. Adhar had brought his friend to the master for consolation in his afflicted state of mind. Coming down from samadhi, the master found the eyes of the devotees on him. He muttered to himself, still in an abstracted mood. Then, addressing the devotees, he said, the spiritual wisdom of worldly people is seen only on rare occasions. It is like the flame of a candle. No, it is rather like a single ray of the sun passing through a chink in the wall. Worldly people chant God's name, but there is no zeal behind it. It is like children swearing by God, having learnt the word from the quarrels of their aunts. Worldly people have no grit. If they succeed in an undertaking, it is all right, but if they don't succeed, it scarcely bothers them at all. By this time, Sri Ramakrishna had become better acquainted with Adhar, who related the cause of his friend's grief. The master said, what can you do? Be ready for death. Death has entered the house. You must fight him with the weapon of God's holy name. God alone is the doer. I say, O Lord, I do as thou doest through me. I speak as thou speakest through me. Give your power of attorney to God. One doesn't come to grief if one lets a good man assume one's responsibilities. Let his will be done. House, wife, and children are all transitory. They have only a momentary existence. The palm tree alone is real. 1 or 2 fruits have dropped off. Why lament? God is engaged in 3 kinds of activity: creation, preservation, and destruction. Death is inevitable. All will be destroyed at the time of dissolution. Nothing will remain. At that time, the Divine Mother will gather up the seeds for the future creation. She will use them again at the time of the new creation. Sunday, April 22nd, 1883. Sri Ramakrishna paid a visit to Beni Madhav Pal's garden house at Sindhi, near Calcutta, on the occasion of the semi-annual festival of the Brahmo Samaj. Many devotees of the Samaj were present and sat around the master. Now and then, some of them asked him questions. A Brahmo devotee asked, "Sir, what is the way?" Master, attachment to God, or in other words, love for Him, and secondly, prayer. Brahmo devotee, which one is the way, love or prayer? Master, first love, and then prayer. Continuing, the Master said, and one must always chant God's name and glories and pray to Him. An old metal pot must be scrubbed every day. What is the use of cleaning it only once? Further, one must practice discrimination and renunciation. One must be conscious of the unreality of the world. Brahmo, is it good to renounce the world? Master, not for all. Those who have not yet come to the end of their enjoyments should not renounce the world. Brahmo, what is the meaning of the end of enjoyments? Master, I mean the enjoyment of woman and gold. Most people don't feel any longing for God unless they have once passed through the experience of wealth, name, fame, creature comforts, and the like. That is to say, unless they have seen through these enjoyments. Brahmo, who is really bad, man or woman? Master, as there are women endowed with spiritual knowledge, so also are there women who are ignorant. A woman endowed with knowledge leads a man to God, but a woman who is the embodiment of delusion makes him forget God and drowns him in the ocean of worldliness. This universe is created by the Mahamaya of God. Mahamaya contains both Vidyamaya, the illusion of knowledge, and Avidyamaya, the illusion of ignorance. Through the help of Vidyamaya, one cultivates such virtues as the taste for holy company, knowledge, devotion, love, and renunciation. Avidyamaya consists of the 5 elements and the objects of the 5 senses: form, flavor, smell, touch, and sound. These make one forget God. Brahmo, if the power of avidya is the cause of ignorance, then why has God created it? Master, that is His play. The glory of light cannot be appreciated without darkness. Happiness cannot be understood without misery. Knowledge of good is possible because of knowledge of evil. Further, the mango grows and ripens on account of the covering skin. You throw away the skin when the mango is fully ripe and ready to be eaten. It is possible for a man to attain gradually to the knowledge of Brahman because of the covering skin of Maya. Maya, in its aspects of vidya and avidya, may be likened to the skin of the mango. Both are necessary. Brahmo, how does one cultivate the spirit of dispassion? Why don't all attain it? Master, dispassion is not possible unless there is satiety through enjoyment. You can easily cajole a small child with candies or toys, but after eating the candies and finishing its play, it cries, "I want to go to my mother." Unless you take the child to its mother, it will throw away the toy and scream at the top of its voice. The members of the Brahmo Samaj are opposed to the traditional guru system of orthodox Hinduism. Therefore, the Brahmo devotee asked the master about it. Brahmo, is spiritual knowledge impossible without a guru? Master, Satchidananda alone is the guru. If a man in the form of a guru awakens spiritual consciousness in you, then you know for certain that it is God the Absolute who has assumed that human form for your sake. The guru is like a companion who leads you by the hand. After realizing God, one loses the distinction between the guru and the disciple. The relationship between them remains as long as the disciple does not see God. After dusk, the preacher of the Brahmo Samaj conducted the service from the pulpit. The service was interspersed with recitations from the Upanishads and the singing of Brahmo songs. After the service, the master and the preacher conversed. Master, it seems to me that both the formless deity and God with form are real. What do you say? Preacher, Sir, I compare the formless God to the electric current, which is not seen with the eyes, but can be felt. Master, yes, both are true. God with form is as real as God without form. Do you know what the describing of God as formless only is like? It is like a man's playing only a monotone on his flute, though it has 7 holes. But on the same instrument, another man plays different melodies. Likewise, in how many ways the believers in a personal God enjoy him. They enjoy him through many different attitudes: the serene attitude, the attitude of a servant, a friend, a mother, a husband, or a lover. The nature of Brahman cannot be described. About it, one remains silent. Who can explain the infinite in words? However high a bird may soar, there are regions higher still. After having the vision of God, man is overpowered with bliss. He becomes silent. Who will speak? Who will explain? Preacher, yes, sir, it is so described in Vedanta. Master, under the spell of God's Maya, man forgets his true nature. He forgets that he is heir to the infinite glories of his Father. This divine Maya is made up of 3 gunas, and all 3 are robbers, for they rob man of all his treasures and make him forget his true nature. The 3 gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. Of these, sattva alone points the way to God, but even sattva cannot take a man to God. Let me tell you a story. Once a rich man was passing through a forest when 3 robbers surrounded him and robbed him of everything he had. Then one of the robbers said, "What's the good of keeping the man alive? Kill him." He was about to strike their victim with his sword when the second robber intervened and said, "There's no use in killing him. Let us bind him fast and leave him here. Then he won't be able to tell the police." Accordingly, the robbers tied him with a rope and went away. After a while, the third robber returned to the rich man and said, "Ah, you're badly hurt, aren't you? Come, I'm going to release you." The robber set the man free and led him out of the forest. When they came near the highway, the robber said, "Follow this road and you will reach home easily." "But you must come with me too," said the man. "You have done so much for me. All my people will be happy to see you." "No," said the robber, "it is not possible for me to go there. The police will arrest me." So saying, he left the rich man after pointing out his way. Now, the first robber who said, "What's the good of keeping the man alive? Kill him," is tamas. It destroys. The second robber is rajas, which binds a man to the world and entangles him in a variety of activities. Rajas makes him forget God. Sattva alone shows the way to God. It produces virtues like compassion, righteousness, and devotion. Again, Sattva is like the last step of the stairs. Next to it is the roof. The supreme Brahman is man's own abode. One cannot attain the knowledge of Brahman unless one transcends the three gunas. Preacher, you have given us a fine talk, sir. Master, with a smile, you are a preacher and teach so many people. You are a steamship and I am a mere fishing boat. All laugh. End of that day and end of today's reading.